Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors on the backboards behind me. If you're going to do a bit of business, then please keep it in the Millwall family and check out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your midweek roundup where we are going to cover Tuesday's game away at Hull, and we're going to look forward to Saturday's game at the Den versus high-flying, top of the table, Daniel Farke's Norwich City. Let's start by covering Tuesday's game at Hull and the 11 that Neil Harris picked to start the match. Neil Harris made two changes from the side that lost 3-1 at home to Preston at the Den on Saturday. Marlon Romeo dropped completely out of the squad due to illness, and Sean Williams was dropped to the bench. Ryan Tunnicliffe and Ben Thompson come in as their replacements. Right, I usually make notes for the game. There's my notes today. There is none. I partly refused to cover the game because it was that bad, and especially what after the gaffer said after the game, being so far off the mark. Listen, I can accept we're shit. I can accept our budget. I can accept that we're one of the lower punching teams in this division. I can accept we're not very good. I can accept we haven't got some very good players. I can accept we haven't got a lot going forward. I don't blame anyone personally for that. You know, I don't blame the chairman. I don't blame the manager. But what I can't accept is the shit that comes out of the manager's mouth sometimes afterwards, to say it was a strong performance in many ways. There was one positive to come out of that game. One aside from Jed, because Jed always works hard and we know we're going to get that from Jed. The only positive to come out of that game was, again, Ben Thompson run the show. Well, not run the show, it was hardly a show to run, but Ben Thompson played well, he battled hard, and again showed us why he'll be future Millwall captain, and then he gets yanked for Tom Elliott. We'll get on to that. The formation was 4-5-1, a formation we've had success at Derby and at Middlesbrough previously. I said Sean Williams would get dropped. I knew it was coming, and we expected it to be Ben Marshall at right back in replace of Marlon Romeo. We've seen Ben Marshall play there before on the last home game of last season against Aston Villa, and he played very well. But no, the record signing, Mr. Box to Box, Ryan Leonard, played at right back. I'll be honest with you, if he's got to play in the team, and he has got to play in the team, and the reason he has got to play in the team is Neil Harris refuses to drop him because he's stubborn, because he's our record signing, and maybe other reasons, I don't know. I'm not going to get myself in trouble. But if he's got to play, then play him at right back, because he didn't do too bad. You can't really go really wrong at right back. You're out of the way, you know, despite their second goal coming from down his side. He's out of the way at right back. He only wants to give the ball 2 yards, so that's a good job for a right back to do. Give it to someone who can do more with it. So yeah, Williams drops out, and I don't remember Ryan Tunnicliffe touching the ball during the game. And I really wanted Ryan Tunnicliffe to do well. He had a shot actually that went wide in the second half. It's the only time I remember him touching the ball. I'm not blaming anyone individually for this performance. Once again, it was the worst football match I have ever been to in my life. The atmosphere was absolutely horrendous. It was like watching the under-23s at Dartford. You might as well have been no one there. It was bad, and I'm not just blaming the Hull fans for that, because a few of them jumped on the comments in the videos. Our support was horrendous. Do I blame our fans? Not really. You know, I know it's a long way to go. I know it's money. I know it's time off work, and fair play for the 200 or so that did travel. But listen, getting into the game, we let in a goal very, very early. And I'm going to show you a few stills, and I'm not going to go into it because I'm so fucked off for going on about it on my own channel. I bore myself to tears. I'm going to show you these stills now, and if someone could please explain to me how our goalkeeper has managed to let that in, then please, I'll be very happy to hear your explanation for it. If he stands there like a scarecrow, does this, does fuck all, he hits his feet and he saves it. He's dived out the way of the ball, worked that one out. But we're 1-0 down inside 8 minutes. I couldn't really tell you a lot happening in the game. Thompson was buzzing about, Jed was buzzing about. Again, for those who have a pop at Lee Gregory saying he doesn't score any goals, I bet he can't wait to leave the club in the summer. Honestly, the geezer's got no fucking chance. You're asking Lee Gregory to throw a shit up in the air and bring down a lobster. It's not going to happen. He doesn't get any chances. He has to shoot on goal to score. He doesn't get any service, any supply. So it's never going to happen for him. We could have Lionel Messi up front. Lionel Messi would also have one in the last 12 because we do not create any chances. I'm going to skip forward now before I forget it. I'll go back, and it's relevant to what I was just talking about. Jim gave a very good, very fair and very honest assessment post-match, and he said something to me. I don't even think he said it on camera. I think he said it to me after in the pub. He said, the problem I've got with this team is if we're going to go down, let's fucking go down fighting. Let's go down like lions. And he was absolutely spot on. And I've got to back him on that. We are sitting back. We are scared to go forward. We have no interest in attacking. We're waiting for the other team to take the lead before we want to start playing. We are not fighting with all our heart, like Millwall should do, like our team should do, like our fans do. We've got no fight in us. We're not interested in taking the game to people. We might as well take the game to people. We keep losing. We've got no fight in us. We're going to go down. If we go down, let's go down fighting. Jimmy hit the nail on the head. Let's go down fighting if we're going to get relegated. We've got no fight in us. We've got no arsehole. You know, we haven't. We're gone. We're shot to bits. And I'm going to admit for the first time, there's a very, very strong possibility we could go down here. Because teams around us are starting to pick up points, and you'll always get one that's not in the relegation zone and will get sucked into it. We equalised through Sean Hutchinson. Can't even bother to talk about it. Morrison knocks it in. I thought Morrison done all right again, to be fair, when he came on. Hull take the lead 2-1 just before half-time. Again, they get numbers and bodies out wide. We don't close them down. We never do from wide areas. We allow teams to have it. And that was fine in League One when the deliveries weren't as good coming in. But I don't know why we do that. We've always done it. We'll always do it. It's not worth even discussing, because that's just the way Harris likes to defend. He likes to stay compact. He don't want his fullbacks to go out and try and stop the cross. Fuck knows why, it's beyond me, because every other team does it and it works for every other team. They get the cross in. I'm not sure who swiped at the clearance. It could have been Leonard, but I'm not going to blame him for it because I can't be bothered to watch the game back. And they score a goal, 2-1, free shot from the edge of the box. There's no one there reacting to the second ball. The second half, we come out and we decide to start playing. Now we get a bit of fight about us because we're losing, and now we're having a panic up because we're losing. Our game plan is defend until we're losing, and then when we're losing, try and get something out of the game. It's the fucking wrong approach. Go back to what Jim says again. Let's fucking go out fighting like lions. If we're going to go down, let's go down fighting. Let's try a different approach to a game. When you make substitutions, Gaffer, you make, and this is very basic, and people will probably say, why are you even saying this? You have substitutions on the sideline. The idea of your substitutions is you put substitutions on to affect the outcome of a game. If you're winning a game, you might not have to make any substitutions. If you're winning a game, you're under pressure, you want to defend the lead, you might have to take off a striker, bring on another holding midfielder or a defender. If you're losing a game and you've been shipping long 70-yard crossfield balls to Steve Morrison, then and it's not worked and you're losing, okay, now let's try a different approach to affect the game. Don't bring on Aidan O'Brien like for someone else. Aidan O'Brien is not up to the standard of football as a left midfielder or as a striker in the Championship. He scored goals in League One. He's a good player in League One. Again, this might shock you. I think Aidan O'Brien, I've said this before, his future would be better off away from Millwall because he's not a left midfielder and he's definitely not a centre forward. So I think this will shock people. I think if you put Aidan O'Brien in the lead side, or you put Aidan O'Brien in the Sheffield United side, or Norwich side, and give him a little free roll, I think he'd do well. But in a struggling side, in a team that creates no chances for an onion bag who only sticks the ball in the net, it's no good. We've brought him on and we've got no pace. Jed's the only one with any pace, and when Jed runs at people, Tomo's quite quick as well, it frightens them. So when you've got Fred on your dimmer sitting on the bench, doing nothing, picking his hooter, get him on the pitch. Don't go like for like and bring Aidan on. It's not going to affect the game. The outcome of the game you already know. Shit long doesn't win the header back. Shit long doesn't win the header back. Change the outcome. Change the idea. Don't just keep going like for like on substitution. Sorry, I'm really pissed off. I travelled back from Hull yesterday, and this was part of the reason because I was travelling. I didn't get time to do the video, but it's a good thing I didn't get to do the video yesterday because I might have said some things that could have got me in trouble. Don't bring on Aidan O'Brien when there's nothing going on in the game and the game is terrible standard, no tempo to it, no ability to it, no atmosphere. It was like watching a conference game. Then bring something on that's going to be different to what we've already been doing. Bring on Fred and inject some pace. It's very, very obvious. You know, I've said it, and I'll say it again. If you bring on a substitution, the idea of bringing on that substitution is to affect the outcome of the game. It's to change what you're seeing on the pitch. Not just to carry on the same things. I'm spitting everywhere. Let's wrap the game. I've had enough of that one. Oh, fucking hell. Right, so we move on to Saturday's game. We've got top of the table Norwich, the runaway leaders in the division. A very, very good attacking side. What do I think the team will be? What do I think Harris is going to do? Honestly, as I've said before, it's like being married. It's like walking through the door. And I don't just mean Harris, I mean the whole fucking team at the minute. You walk through the door, you don't know what mood she's going to be in. And boys, you know what I'm talking about. And that's what it's like with the team, you don't know who's going to turn up. Having said that, against the big sides, we seem to do well. Norwich have got the lower tier. And our crowd will probably turn up. We'll for one of the very few times this season, get a decent atmosphere going. And we've got a real chance of winning the game. And I know that sounds like it sounds ludicrous that I've just said that after what I've just said about Hull. But it could happen. It could happen. We're likely to beat Norwich Saturday 1-0 or something stupid like that. In a time when we can't score, in a time when I think we've got no chance of keeping clean sheets, we'll go and beat them 2-3-4-0 or something ridiculous. It's the Millwall way. It could happen. The team I think the gaffer will go with Saturday, and I said I haven't put any notes, so I don't even know. Ben Marshall is ineligible to play, so he won't be involved, thank fuck, because he's done absolutely nothing since he's come back to the club. I think that we'll go back to 4-4-2 this Saturday, and I'm dreading it. I think you'll see Morrison up front with Gregory, and I'm dreading it. I think you'll see Aidan O'Brien left midfield, and I'm dreading it. Jed Wallace will be right midfield. Then I think you'll see Ben Thompson along with Ryan Leonard in central midfield. He might get a little bit of an out here, Harris, and he might not have to drop Leonard. He might be able to play Tunnicliffe and play Leonard at right back. If Marlon Romeo's still ill, it'll be Fergie at left back probably because Murray Wallace went off injured. The centre halves will be the same. Jordan Archer will be in goal. That's never ever going to change. As long as I've got an eye on my arse, which I now again have, that will never change. And yeah, I go to the Den for the first time in a long time this Saturday, boys and girls, and I've got to be honest here, I'm absolutely fucking dreading it. If Norwich come to town and perform like Preston did, and we perform like we did against Preston, then I think the gaffer's going to be coming very, very close. And I think the only thing that could save his job is the cup match. Yeah, Saturday. Have I got to give you a prediction? I don't even want to give you a prediction. There's no point in me giving a prediction because it's going to be miles off. There's no way any of us could possibly predict in a minute what team's going to start, what formation it's going to be, how well the team's going to play, or what the results are going to be. It's impossible. Honestly, if Millwall football team was a human, it'll be schizophrenic. At the minute, it's just a head fuck. It's fucking my head up. I didn't even want to do this video today, and it's probably one of the worst videos you'll ever watch because you have to give it a bit of energy, a little bit of presenting skills, and I can't be bothered. So sorry, I should probably try and wrap it there then. Before I wrap it, I'm going to say Millwall going to win the game by 1-0. What about that? And Aidan O'Brien's going to get the goal because it's so fucking miles off the likeliness of the outcome. It probably could happen. So there you go. There you go. That's your lot for this midweek roundup. I hope you've enjoyed it because I fucking haven't. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.